So you have your African ancestry results. Now what? What was the point of taking them? What are you trying to achieve? What are you hoping to accomplish? Now you know what African tribe you're from. Are you going to visit there? What are you going to do? Are you going to move back there? These are some questions that I got and that I'm continuously getting. And on today's video, I'm going to answer some of the questions that I get about African ancestry results and what can you do now that you have your results? What are you going to do with them? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That means may the peace and blessings of God be upon you. I'm your sister Aisha Abdul Rahman. Welcome back to my channel, Manifest Your Brilliance, a creative's guide to fully showing up and sharing your gifts and talents with the world. In today's video, I'm going to talk about my African ancestry results, or actually your African ancestry results, and what you can do now that you have your results. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, so you've taken your African ancestry test, and some people are asking you, or you might be asking yourself, okay, what's the point? I got these results. I know my tribe, I'm Fulani, or I'm Mendi, or I'm Temne. My people are from Liberia or Cote d'Ivoire. Like, now what? What are some things that you can do now that you have your results? So some of the things that I have done myself, and I would say, what are some things that you can do to reconnect to your African ancestry, to reconnect to your culture? So some of the things that I have done myself, and of course, guys, I've got my list as always, is to reconnect now that I have my ancestry results. What are some things that I wish I knew? I have a list. I made a list. What are some things that I wish I knew about myself? What are some things that I feel that other cultures have that I didn't have without knowing where I was from or my background or my history? I made a list of those things that I wanted to know. And in addition to that, one of those things on the list is the language. So now that you have your African ancestry results, you can figure out what language did that tribe speak. So the Fulani speak Pular, or Fulfulde is what it's called. But what I have learned is that because Fulanis travel and they mix and mingle with different cultures, there are different dialects of Pular. Depending on in what country or in what region, they may speak it a different way. So learning the language of your African tribe is something that you can do. Now, if you're like me and you have more than one tribe that shows up, then you have multiple languages that you can learn. So for me, Fulanis, they speak Pular, and then the Mende, they have the Mende language, the Temne, the Jola tribe, I believe it is. I think that's it. So the Jola, the Fulani, the Mende, the Temne, and the Kru people. So the Kru people are from Sierra Leone. And so what I learned is that a lot of the Fulanis that my ancestors are from were in Guinea-Bissau. So in Guinea-Bissau, they speak French, they speak Portuguese. So I'm not necessarily interested in learning the language of my colonizers or, the people who colonized my people. However, if I ever do visit the country and I want to communicate with them, I better learn the language. So Portuguese is on my list of languages that I need to learn. It's kind of similar to Spanish, and I've studied Spanish for many years, so I think it will be a little bit easy for me to learn Portuguese. So I have that on my list of languages that I want to learn so that I can communicate with my family. So I keep calling them ancestors, but the people that are there now, I consider them to be my family. So I look at the people who are in Sierra Leone or Liberia that are part of that same tribe. That's my family. Those are my cousins. So if I want to communicate with them and I want to connect with them, I need to learn whatever language it is that they're speaking. In addition to the traditional language, which some people speak, I also want to learn whatever the current language is that they're speaking now. So other than language, the other thing that you can do is you can try the food, or you can learn to make the food. So before I even went to Ghana and I took my Ancestry.com results, they came up with this whole thing, oh, you're 87% Nigerian. So first thing I went out and did, well, I won't say the first thing, but one of the first things I went out and did is I went to a Nigerian restaurant, got me some fufu, got me some soup and some jollof, and I tried Nigerian food. I'm not a big fan of Nigerian food, and as it turns out, I'm not Nigerian, so I don't know how to feel bad. But one of the things that you can do is you can learn about the food of the culture or the tribe. And what I've learned is West Africa kind of has very similar cultures. All the countries along the coast have very similar foods. They just have their own different way of kind of zhuzhing it up. So you have Ghana jollof, you have Senegal makes jollof, Nigeria has jollof. They just all make it differently. So I absolutely love Ghana jollof. You can learn how to make jollof. You can learn how to make cassava leaf soup. You can make green, you can make kelewele, red, like all those foods. Well, those are the foods that I got to try when I was in Ghana. So if you try those foods and you like them, then you can also learn how to make them yourself. So those are one of the things, excuse me, those are some of the things that you can do now that you have your African ancestry results. So the next thing is make friends with people. So I'm always stalking people on the internet. I search people by location. I search people by hashtag. And I look for people that are of my same tribes and get to know them, ask them questions, ask them for help, especially when it comes to languages and food. And I ask them, how do I do this? How do I do that? Is this the right way to say this? How do I pronounce this? Do you have any books or suggestions or a YouTube video or something that I can read to learn? Excuse me, guys. It's allergy season, and I've got the window open over there. So most times people are very, very helpful, and they are excited to help you and excited that you are learning about your culture. So the next thing you can do is do research. You can do research on YouTube. You can do research on the internet. You can Google it. You can do research at your local library. You can research on Amazon and read books. There's podcasts. There's even Clubhouse groups. So I've joined some groups in Clubhouse that are for Africans of the diaspora or to learn different languages. There's so many different ways that you can do your own research. So the next thing that you can do is invest. If you want to, now that you have your ancestry results, you can invest. You can donate, you can give to charity, you can buy land, you can find a business partner, invest in your tribe or in your country. There's so many ways that you can be of service and be of value now that you know specifically where your people are from. And so one of the things that I want to do is I want to invest. I want to buy land in Ghana. Even though I'm not Ghanaian and my tribe is actually not of the Ashanti or even though I'm not a Ghanaian and my ancestry is not, from one of the Ghanaian tribes, not, we're not Ashanti or anything like that. I fell in love with Ghana, and because the Fulanis did travel and eventually made their way to Elmina, I've found that I feel very connected to Ghana. So I'm investing in Ghana, buying land in Ghana, supporting artists that are in Ghana, buying some things from Ghana, supporting small businesses that are in Ghana, buying my shea butter, buying my hair products. So a lot of the money that I'm spending now, I am buying it directly from people in Ghana. Instead of buying things here in the US, I'm spending my money on the continent. So those are different things that you can do to invest in your tribe and in the country based on your African ancestry results. So the next thing you can do, of course, is visit. If you don't want to live there full time, you can visit. You can visit once a year, you can visit twice a year, you can encourage other people to visit, you can take people back with you when you visit. So that's one of the things I want to do, is to do heritage tours and help people to visit and educate them about the history of the country and help them to reconnect to the African continent. And then lastly, the thing that I have on my list is volunteer. So you can definitely volunteer. There are different nonprofit organizations and opportunities for you to volunteer. You can volunteer at schools, you can volunteer at hospitals, you can volunteer with local businesses. There's so many different opportunities, and there's a big difference in the way that things are ran on the continent versus here in the US. So in the US, there's a lot of, red tape and paperwork and things you have to fill out. I feel like in Ghana specifically, it's a lot easier to volunteer your time and your services, even remotely. You don't have to be there to volunteer. You can volunteer online. You can find an organization or a company or person that you want to support and offer to help and ask them, hey, how can I help? These are some skills I have. How can I help? So that's it, guys. That's it for this video. Life is good. Have a blessed day.